left exit's clear, don't cross the white line. Okay Tom, we've got 99 laps to set a decent time.
Clear on the left side.
The leader's just done a 56.26. P3, you're now 0.5 off the pace. Sector 1 is quick. The leader has just done a 56.00. The leader has just done a 55.58. The guy ahead has just done a 56.41. P10, you're currently 1.4 seconds off the leader's pace. Sector 3 is a tenth off the pace. The guy ahead has just posted a 56.69. Fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.45. The guy behind has just done a 57.12. Sector 2 is 0.42 off the pace. The leader has just done a 55.43. P7, that's your quickest lap. You're now 0.7 off the pace. You need to find a 10th in Sector 3. New fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.30. Sector 2 is 0.33 off the pace. The leader's just done a 55.28. P11, good lap. That's your quickest today. That puts you 0.7 off the pace. Sector 3 time is fast. 2/10 off the pace in sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.27 off the pace. P12, that's your best lap in this session. You're now 0.6 off the pace. That lap time was 55.87. You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 1. You've gone outside of track limits there. Fourteenth. Okay, Tom, we need to watch the track limits. The leader has just done a 55.17. P15. Sector 2 is 0.42 off the pace. Good lap, that's your quickest so far. You've just done a 55.77. The guy behind has just done a 55.84. Sector 2 is 0.38 off the pace. P12, that's your quickest lap in this session. Your lap time was 55.65. That's the end of the session, 13th place.
Where does that put me? Starting P2 in AMS, but Nathan Maxim's way too fast, so I think he'll get bumped. We can only hope.
temp is 24 Celsius. The air temp is 20 Celsius. Alright Tom, are you ready? Watch for the lights. Green, green, green!
Car on your left. You're clear left.
P11. The leader's just done a 55.54. Sector 2 is 0.5 off the pace. Okay, Tom, don't let this guy distract you. The leader has just done a 55.38. Your refuel window will open on lap 22. It'll close on lap 60. P11. Okay, Tom, the next car is Nalepa. That's a new fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.14. That lap was a 56.25. That was a 55.88. The gap behind is now 1.2 seconds. Fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.11. That last lap was a 56.46. Don't be intimidated, keep him behind you. Your last lap time was a 56.06.
Left side. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Careful, still there. Hold your line. Clear left.
10th position. That lap was a 55.84.
On your right. Clear on your right. Car right. Hold your line. Still there. All clear on the right. Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Easy, hold your line. Careful, still there. Still there. Careful, still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear right. Car on your left. Clear left.
P12, the gap in front is now 0.7. The track temp's increasing, it's now 26 Celsius. Okay Tom, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Car on your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
P13, that was 56.44. Ferrari is leading the race. The gap behind is now 4.6. You've just done a 56.64. The gap ahead is now 1.7. Your lap time was 56.34. You've just done a 56.54.
On your left. Easy, hold your line. You're clear left.
P13, sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. Alright Tom, keep piling on the pressure. He'll make a mistake.
Make a mistake, will he?
The gap in front is now 0.9. That lap was a 56.62. You're a tenth off the pace in sectors 1 and 3. Sector 2 is 0.33 off the pace.
Left side. Hold your line. Still there. Careful, still there. All clear on the left. That lap was a 56.42. You're 2 tenths off the pace in sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.25 off the pace. Okay, Tom, you're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now 0.6. Keep the pressure on. Don't give him any respite. Sector 2 is 0.37 off the pace. B12. The gap in front is now 0.9. That lap time was 56.61. One more to go. Your last lap time was 57.08. You're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 0.6.
Let's go. P1. Or I think P1
P12. Okay, it's over. Checkered flags out, P2.
Oh my goodness. P2. Oh, that sucks. No, crew chief low does P1. Bloody crew chief. Invert 12. Oh, and I was 11th. Oh my god, I'll be starting P2.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 26 Celsius.
Oh no, Nathan Maximum is going to start P1. Oh my goodness. That was intense. Intense to the maximum. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Sorry I didn't talk much through that. If anybody watches this back, just concentrating. Quite hard to talk through that. Gotta remember, first 2 laps, tyres are bad. It does mean Ronald Moons is starting right behind me though, bollocks. seconds to go.
The leader has just done a 55.39. That's the end of the session. P2.
P2 for the reverse grid race. Scary. Very, very scary.
The air temp is 20 Celsius. P2. Heads up, get ready. Green, green, green. Okay, Tom, decent start. We can build something from here.
Oh, big crash behind. Really, multiple.
Careful, car on your right. They're on your right.
Fucking hell.
On your right. They're on your right.
The car in front has just posted a 56.60. P3, you've just done a 58.81. The car in front has just done a 55.81. That's a new fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.63. The leader has just done a 55.79. Fastest lap for Ferrari, 55.05. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace. You're a 10th off the pace in Sector 3. Alright Tom, your refuel window will open on lap 22. It will end on lap 60. The gap to Ferrari behind is now 0.43. Hold your nerve, make them do the work. That last lap was a 55.66. P3. That was a 55.78.
Car on your right, clear on your right. Car on your right, clear right. Easy, car on your left. Car on your left, clear on the left side.
Bad luck, Tom. Come on, don't let him get away.
Hey, buddy. Made it kind of. What's the format saying? 225.
P5. The gap ahead is now 0.49.
So I'm battling at the moment near the front, so I've just got to focus a little bit. I just let the much faster pros through because the guy at the very, very front of the pack, he's actually the leading arm at the moment, so I want to let them through so they can battle and get by and hopefully slow them down so it brings them back into range for me. He made a mistake early on, and I had to avoid him, so that put me a little bit off his pace. God damn it, these guys are so bloody fast, it's impossible. Keep fucking up my lines. I'm gonna have to focus, mate. Concentrate. Sorry. I'll chat when I can. Come on, Paul.
Car on your right. All clear on the right.
The gap in front is now 1.5 seconds.
Okay, maybe you can hear me now. Hopefully that's not too loud.
Nalepa is closing the gap. It's now 2.6 seconds.
Shit. Those guys really need to pressure that guy in P1 because I'm never going to catch him otherwise. Nope, that is actually perfect. Okay, awesome. Thanks, mate. This is not kill, it's a ridiculously hard track, this one. So many undulations and no runoff really, so if you have an off, it's a big issue.
P5, sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace.
Just focus on the track, will do. Cheers, mate. Ferrari's challenging him up front now. Repeat everything I said before. Okay, it's two 25-minute races. I won the first race.
That was 56.
Like I actually came first in the AMs.
0.45 off the pace.
So I'm just trying to
okay, Tom, that's
do
good
what I can in the
consistency.
second
Keep it
race.
up. The gap in front has increased. It's now about 3.7 seconds.
Struggling to catch these guys in front though. They're so quick.
That was a 56.88.
Whoa. Let's mate, just make sure P5 is better than DNF. Yeah, 100% mate, 100%. This will put me P1 in the standings because Jens Goosens isn't in this race tonight, neither's Austin. So by both of them missing a round, it puts me in first as long as I can finish in an okay
Ferrari
position in
is
this
now
one.
in the lead.
Shit, I'm getting caught from behind. So I actually started second on the grid in this race because it was up to P12 was reverse grid and I was P11.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. The gap in front is increasing. It's now 6.2 seconds.
Wondering who this guy's though, yeah. So I'm actually P5 out of the whole thing at the moment. Oh fuck. That's gonna be all bad.
On your right. All clear on the right. Careful, car on your left. Hold your line. Easy, hold your line. You're clear left. On your left. Clear left.
Come on, keep pushing.
Car on your left. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear left.
E7.
Clear on the left side.
Swear I didn't want to be battling with these guys. Bollocks.
Car on your right. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear on your right.
Come on, Tom. Keep pushing. We might get him back.
Careful, car on your right. Easy, hold your line. Careful, still there. Clear on your right.
P8. The guy in front is Nalepa. The car behind is reeling you in. The gap is now 1.4 seconds. You've just done a 56.74.
Yeah, it's close battling. Definitely. Yeah, this
Okay,
like,
Tom, don't let this guy
so
distract
many
you. You're
different
10th off
cambered
in sector
bits. It's
1.
crazy.
You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 2. You're 2/10 off the pace in sector 3.
On your right. Clear right.
Bad luck, mate.
Left side. Still there. Still there. Easy, hold your line. Careful, still there. All clear on the left.
P9. You're better than this. The car's better than this. Get it together, man. Your lap time was 56.17.
It sucks. I'm just not faster than these pros. The pros are insane.
The gap ahead is now 0.7. That lap time was 56.84. The gap behind is now 0.8.
That's why they're pros. Yeah, exactly. Just got to keep plugging away. Hopefully the other guy will get bumped to Pro-Am. Because
Time to
he's
get
way
defensive,
too
mate.
fast to be an
Sector 1
Am.
is 0.46 off the pace.
Shit. Mistake.
P9.
I don't know how long is left. Oh, last lap. Last lap.
one more lap to go.
Fucking hell. So bumpy there. Jesus. Well, I should stay in front of your Mantis, that's good. P9, I'm bloody happy with that. Really happy. Let's go. I think that's P2 maybe in AMS.
Yellow flag, watch out.
The other guy's way too quick.
P9, that's it, we're done.
Oh man, sweaty race. Try and do a little bit of drifting.
What's your speed limit in the pits? The pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
There we go, done. Done and done. See what the results were for second race. Yeah, I finished second in the second race and I finished first in the first race. So that Nathan Maximum guy, the fact that he finished P2, I mean, no way can he stay in AMS. No bloody way. So I'm going to jump into the... oh yeah, still second in AMS, 100% mate. I'm just going to jump into the Apex waiting room. 1 second.
Able to hear me on this mic now.
Thanks mate, I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, the first race was awesome as well. Both really good races. Couldn't ask for a better result than a P1 and a P2. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Okay, awesome. Thanks, dude. Thank you, thank you. Oh, just have to wait and see if I get dragged in for an interview. I might, but we'll see. See what they say. If they do, I'll have to change between my mics. How are you anyway? How was seeing your friends? Or your buddy that came over? I'll change it so you can see something on the screen here. Actually, I could go... Let's go back to this. And we can put this on.
To the commentary booth, and welcome Tom into the booth. I mean, an excellent day for you. Just let us know how them races went for you.
Yeah, really good. Couldn't ask for anything better. Got a decent qualifying in the beginning, so that put me in decent place for the first race. And then luckily, Maximin, I think his name is, he had a incident in race 1, and I was just trying desperately to keep him at bay, but he pulled me in from like 6 seconds back or something. So got lucky in P1, and then obviously in race 2 he was just so much quicker than me. I couldn't keep the pace with him, and I saw Ferrari and the other guys coming up behind, so I just let them go through at the end of the day, because there's no point in me just holding them up. So but yeah, good races, can't complain.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, looking ahead to the championship, which I was saying out on stream, you always have one eye on the championship. Your two main rivals around you currently being third in the championship, Goossens and Knight weren't here tonight, so you could find yourself at standing tall on top of the amateur championship by the end of this round, and you certainly not hurt any of your chances with your two second place finishes in the races in both races tonight.
Yeah, I know that. I know Austin's got some family stuff with his grandma, I believe, or granddad. So he wasn't around tonight, and not sure about Jens. I was very surprised to not see him in the session. I was quite grateful to not see him in the session. Is what I should say, really. But yeah, no, I think I should be in P1 now, so that in the champs, that should be that's awesome. Can't complain. Try to keep it now. That's the main trouble.
That's the thing up. I'm just having a look to see what the next round is, and I believe it is
it's Red Bull Ring.
Red Bull Ring, which is the hour-long races, which you find you prefer more in this series. So a good opportunity for you to maybe try and extend your lead if you are at the top of the championships.
Yeah, another decent track for me. So kind of like Silverstone, it's a track that I've raced quite a lot. So just understanding the line around there should help. And the slipstream effect is going to be ridiculous at Red Bull Ring. So it's a bit big for Mazdas, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, well, you've got an hour to have a little play around there, and I think it will be quite good, certainly coming down the long straight after turn number 1 down there. But obviously, just tell us how this. I mean, I was a little bit apprehensive putting this one onto the calendar, being such a tight track and obviously notorious for a lot of incidents. How are you sort of approaching this round?
I honestly thought it was going to be a destruction derby. Because the track's so small, the first 2 laps on the tyres was really, really bad. So normally your tyres would heat up after 1 lap of, say, Silverstone. Lap 2, you can push quite hard. But round here, even on the second lap, it was really, really slippy. So I'm surprised that there wasn't more incidents. And I mean, I didn't see much in race 2 as far as incidents, but I know race 1 seemed fairly clean. There was a few spinners, but luckily I didn't get collected in anything, so can't complain.
I think that was a story tonight, managing to keep it clean. But Tom, thank you very much for joining us in the box here tonight. Would you like to give a shout out to anyone before we let you go?
Yeah, definitely. Massive thanks to all the guys at Apex, because you guys putting this all on and doing the commentary and stuff. Everyone in the Performance Link team, including yourself, Andy. Also to my friend Max, who's watching in Germany right now. And to my wife for putting up my sim racing habit, and anybody else that knows me.
Yep, so thanks for joining us, Tom, and 2 well-deserved second place, and you may find yourself on the top of the Championship come the input of the results. So good luck for the next round at Red Bull Ring. So that was Tom.
Well done, Tom.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you're lucky you weren't in the back where all the shit was. Jesus.
Yeah, I did see a few I did see a few bits that were looking a bit wild, so no complaints. It was that other guy though, that Maximum guy. Fuck, is he fast?
Maximum.
Fuck, is he fast? So quick.
I don't know. Are you still streaming?
I am at the moment, but
okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's fine. No, I'd say he's ball bagging and then he just goes for it. Then he's one of the people that hasn't written yet.
Yeah, I think he might have a second account, maybe. I mean, don't be wrong. If he doesn't, then fair play to him. He's incredibly talented, but he must have a second account to finish P2. Like, to keep Ferrari and all those guys at bay for that race. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. I was driving my ass off just to stay with him for the first sort of 3 or 4 laps in race 2, but I couldn't keep pace. And I was trying, like really trying, and he was just pulling away from me. So, what can you do?
Just 1 second. 1 second. My dad's ringing. 1 second.
Yep.
Did you hear my shout out for you, Max, on the broadcast? I gave you a shout out. So the nice guy that I am. I really appreciate you watching. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I can't wait for Red Bull Ring. I cannot wait.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
No, yeah, Red Bull Ring next week. I can't wait. That is my favorite track.
I love Red Bull Ring. Well, I don't want to jinx it. Touch wood. That should be a really strong one for me.
Well, it's a race week. They're on this week as well. You know that. In the
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the C category class. So.
Yeah, well, that'll be good. I can actually do some practice around there then.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I actually took the day off work today just to do practice for knockout, and it went shit. So I last day pay for nothing.
It happens though. It's like doing all the practice for Nürburgring or like Nürburgring 24 hour or Le Mans 24 hour or something, and then you get punted after like 2 hours. It's just putting weeks of practice to get killed.
It's so like you get so pissed. You're like, oh, you want to kill somebody.
Oh god, yeah, definitely makes the blood boil. That's for sure.
Oh, does it? What?
What was your races like in the end then?
Race 1, me and Russell were battling each other, and we got connected in race 1 with somebody. I can't remember who. I have to look back. And race 2, going down before up the chicane, somebody came across the grass and just took me out clean. So yeah, I pushed all the way back up to 70. I think finished 4th in the class, so I'm happy with that.
No, that's really good, man.
I wish I could be up with G.
No worries. I'm just so glad you're watching on Mondays. There's loads of the endurance stuff coming up soon, so that'll be amazing.
Got there.
No, that's awesome. I mean, P4 is bloody good. The people in this are so fast. Like,
it's ridiculous. When you see the AMs and then the pros, you're literally gone.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't really know this track very well. I've done one race before in the Civic Type R around here. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, see you, Max. Have a good night, mate. I'll catch you in a bit. So I was talking to my friend on the stream. That's in Germany. So I've done one race previously in the Civic Cup round here. So I sort of learnt the line, but in the Mazdas, holy shit! Did you find it was really loose for the first 2 laps?
Cold tires for the first 3 laps, easily cold.
Yeah, like fucking brutal.
Even in practice, I found I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with the car? Like she's unsettled."
What the fuck is wrong with the car?
Yeah. Is it me or is it the car? It's like my brother does real racing in Ireland, and every time he comes in, there's a problem with the car. It's like, it's not, it's you. Keep saying to him, and then he goes out and qualifies and does well. So it's all in his head. So the
first two laps though, it felt like you had plastic trays under the back wheels. It's bloody unbelievable.
And the handbrake is pulled, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Is it on a couple of clicks? Like, should I check? Yeah. No, I when I first got in the session, I crashed a shitload to start with.
No, I think I had 125 X's.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I don't care. I enjoyed it, but look, it's a Red Bull next week. I can't wait. So now everything's going. Hopefully, go forward now. So
yeah, no, it should be good. And the slipstream effect is going to be ridiculous there, and it's so wide, and and if you get punted off, you shouldn't get too much damage. There's only a couple of places you might collect the wall, but apart from that, you should be fairly safe.
Yeah, no, I'm happy, But no, I'm going to jump out. I saw you in here. I said I'd just say how your race went. I said well done anyway. But I wish Russ came in because I wanted to say something to him. But I give him a message later on. So
all good. Well, yeah, thanks for jumping in, man. It's good to chat to you.
No hassle. Tom, we talk to you soon anyway.
Yeah, peace out, buddy. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Well, thanks for watching, people. Have